Greetings everybody, today we'll review the ultimate luxury two-door seater with all the modern technology that you actually use. Price-value ratio of CL destroyed Bentley, Aston Martin, Ferrari 612 and any GT car in its period. Today it still holds the torch that can light your life with excitement and happiness, and at the same time, this torch carries huge possibility of ruining your life harder than 23-year-old purple-haired girl with art degree that you are madly in love. This is the ultimate champion of pointless and enormous dick-swinging contest among luxury GT. And also, it was the last Mercedes with the legendary name CL. Here is a truly impressive car in any trim and in any color. In my sales executive experience in Dubai, I sold few of those fast, overweight German pimp mobiles. 2008 CL600 had the same weight as 2007 BMW X5, 2.2 tons. It was 300 kilograms heavier than W221, and we loved every kilogram of that precious booty. It took Mercedes 6 years to fully develop and improve new CL. Design of it is very impressive. From the first glance, it reminds me of an aircraft carrier or something huge like Boeing or very expensive yacht, something huge and luxury. One of the responsible designers of CL C216 was Peter Pfeiffer. He was responsible for F700, W221 and R231. But this is the biggest creation that he made so far. Front of the CL looks huge and at the same time very calm and stable. This is a discreet luxury car. Back design is controversial. Usually Mercedes makes big booty trunks, but here everything is also stable and even a little bit shy, not loud as usual. When I was buying CL C216 to sell it later, every owner sold them right before the extended warranty was at the end. And every owner didn't want to sell these cars, but they were very afraid of a maintenance cost after the warranty will finish. The usual owner of CL is 40-year-old plus male, and for some reason all of them were divorced or single. And all of them were in oil industry. Actually, oil industry is more obvious because I was working in Dubai and there are a lot of expats that work in that industry. And they all loved that car. Every time when I gave them the money, they were a little bit depressed, and usually when I buy a car from somebody to sell it later, owner is happy, but every CL owner was very depressed. CL was available with 5.5 natural aspirated engine that developed 383 brake horsepower and 530 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 happened in 5.5 seconds. This was the slowest engine that CL was offered to us. Other V8 was on the Facelift version. It was 4.7-liter twin-turbo V8. It developed 429 brake horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 happened in 4.6 seconds. I drove CL with that engine and the torque was incredible, and actually when you floored the gas pedal, the pull was incredible. It was just very aggressive and a little bit scary. After that engine we have the AMG 6.3-liter natural aspirated V8 that developed 518 brake horsepower and 630 Nm of torque. That was less than 4.7 twin turbo. And this is one of the rare moments when non-AMG car made more torque than the AMG car. 0 to 100 happened in 4.6 seconds. And that was on paper, but many claim that 4.7-liter was faster than the 6.3-liter natural aspirated AMG engine. If you have any facts about that, please let me know in the comments. After a very nice and beautiful facelift, AMG used 5.5 twin-turbo V8 that developed 536 brake horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 happened in 4.5 seconds. Also, you can order a performance package with that engine that increased horsepower to 564 brake horsepower and limited 900 Nm of torque. Then we had V12 engines. The first V12 engine was the 5.5-liter twin-turbo V12 that developed 510 brake horsepower and 830 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 happened in 4.6 seconds. And finally, we have the Big Daddy engine, 6-liter twin-turbo V12 from AMG. It developed 600 brake horsepower and 1000 Nm of torque that was limited. 0 to 100 happened in 4.4 seconds. After the facelift, this AMG version developed even more power, 621 brake horsepower and again 1000 Nm of torque that was limited. 0 to 100 happened in 4.2 seconds. All V12 engines had 5-speed gearbox, and the V8 engines had the 7-speed gearbox, because 7-speed gearbox couldn't handle all that torque from V12 engines. Both of those transmissions were very reliable if they were maintained properly. Every 60-70,000 kilometers you need to check the cooling and change oil. Also, if you need to change cooling, you must change cooling in the transmission. Interior was better than in W221. It was much more luxurious, especially after the facelift. After the facelift, it had bigger and more quieter interior. Everything was more special and stylish. Especially with no pillars, it showed everybody what is a real heavy luxury is. After the facelift, it had better buttons, more expensive materials in some places. Overall, the car felt more fresher and more exquisite. Problems with CLs are not easy to deal with. First of all the plastics and rubber pipes can crack and leak cooling, so you must check it all the time. Water pump fails, fuel pump also sometimes fails, because car is almost 20 years old. You must pay attention to the drying line. You must clean it all the time. Otherwise the water can get to the ECU system and then you'll have big problems. Just regularly clean the drain system and everything will be nice. There are rumors that CL has rust problems, but I never saw a CL with the rust, so in my experience that's not a problem. The big problem is the batteries. If this car will sit for a long time, maybe like a week or maybe 2 weeks, it will drain battery and you must keep it charged all the time. And now we come to the biggest problem of the car, the air suspension. Every CL that I met had already replaced air suspension on its service history papers. And that was 10 years ago. The OEM air suspension has problems from factory, so OEM system is not good. There are many companies that make good air suspension for CL Mercedes with 10 years warranty. Prices start from $3,000 to $4,000, and those aftermarket components even softer than the original air suspension from Mercedes. Before buying CL, take with you for checkup Mercedes specialist or mechanic that has experience with Mercedes, and ask him to take with him endoscope for searching so he can check for scratch holes in the engine. If it has scratch holes, then there is huge possibility that car will consume oil, and then it will be very expensive for you to rebuild the engine. If the CL didn't use high octane fuel, missed oil changes, had dirty radiators, and in that CL the liquids were not changed on time, then the engine can overheat. Even if it shows the normal temperature, it overheats all the time. And then you have the scratches on the wall and oil consumption and big problems after that. The best engine for CLs are 5.5 liter and 4.7 liter twin turbo V8. And also 5.5 natural aspirated V8. V12s are glorious engines, but they are too expensive to simply maintain. If you have the cash, go for V12s, but check them really thoroughly before buying. Turbos in V8 can last up to 300,000 kilometers, they are very reliable. Paperwork and all the intercoolers must be checked for leaks and must be cleaned every 60-70,000 kilometers, as I said before. Paperwork is very important in making decision of buying or not buying the CL216, so avoid CLs without the paperwork. In 2010, CL had a facelift, an exterior changed, very nicely. New body kit, new headlights, new tail lights, even new exhaust pipes. Car looked the same, but was not the same, and that was the brilliant, very careful facelift that didn't disturb the main concept of the car. Interior got more leather on steering wheel, buttons became more expensive, it had newer safety features like lane keep assist and other new tech. The best feature in CL is of course Burmester audio system. Some say that the price for that option was $17,000. Also, every CL has the biggest backseat than any two-door GT cruiser. It was faster and bigger inside than 612 Ferrari or any other two-door GT car, and in my opinion the interior was also very nice. I love all the CL models. They represent quite luxury and enormous amount of power. If you can afford to maintain CL, then this car will deliver you the best time of your life. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about my video about the CL216. Take care and bye bye.